You're listening to I'm Telling You. You're listening to I'm Telling You. Hey fam, welcome back to another episode of I'm Telling You.
Telling you.
As always, your amazing host, Philly D.
Mr. Gemini.
Clickety clack a fact checker, Miss JD.
Dude, you were like Vincent Vega. That's what you always. If you want to reach out,
that, huh?
Yeah, I did a little bit. Yeah, but if you want to reach out to us, because we would love for you to do that as well as to continue the conversation. Send us movie quotes because we love movie quotes.
ITY@directionsandmusic.org.
Yeah, that'll get all three of us. Or you can hit us up individually.
GEMINI@directionsandmusic.org.
Yeah, Gemini, directionsmusic.org. And then there's Philly D, PHILLYD. Philly D, directionsandmusic.org. Yeah, for first-time listeners, this is a 30-plus year friendship of sincerious, organic. We have no idea what we're going to talk about. Conversations with a fact checker. So and beer usually, yeah.
Sometimes me
making
a mess. Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's all right. We got a towel here. We can just. There you go.
Just pat that down a little bit.
That's why we got coasters and towels.
I'm wearing it.
Well, that's I heard that about you. Shoot it over me. But yeah, no, we do movie quotes, dad jokes. We go off on tangents. We talk about all sorts of things. Quantum physics. We discuss physics, particles,
time travel,
properties of physics.
Properties of physics.
So it's social. It's demented and sad.
But
social. Yeah, once a year we get together and we party. You load up. We don't get.
The classic girl got me.
That'll happen.
It wasn't Professor Booty, but it was the classic girl.
Yeah, well. Also, that's kind of,
that was the one that got
the most chilling.
No, they got found out.
What?
That there was a Jane's Addiction reference, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no, we had they
got found out and they were like, no, it's cool, it's pretty cool. I like it.
Mad love for it. Honestly, I think that's a lot of the times it happens because then it's just like people love us. It's like, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't we? Yeah, there's like Wu-Tang or they want Henry Rollins. Henry Rollins would be dope. Like that'd be something cool to.
What would be the reference?
I have no idea, but it would be a Henry Rollins reference.
I have to think on this a bit.
Tom Waits. Oh, there's so many great musicians out there. You know what I mean? I've been regaining a love for music lately, as I've been making these different playlists and going through stuff, and it's really awesome. What do you do? There's a bug in the studio. Yeah, you just buzzed the tower. Is that what happened? Negative Ghost Rider pattern is full. Going for it, Goose. Don't do it, Mav. Don't do it. He did it. Is that what happened?
I'm not sure what happened. That was a flyby of some sort, yeah.
Dude, double rainbow. You look like you're over there. You're like sopping in beer.
I'm like, seriously.
You're seeing stuff. What is in this beer, man? What happened? Did somebody spike your beer?
It exploded. I didn't shake it up.
Well, I know, but like now you're all saucy. Like,
I should have left it in the freezer longer.
What's going on?
Active culture going on there.
You're an active culture going on there.
Yes, well, sometimes I am.
That is the appropriate response. That is true.
You're solid innocent.
You're solid spinning in a liquid. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
That would make a great shirt, except it's really long. Dude, I tell you what, man. I've been wearing my my tangented shirt lately.
Yeah.
And people are just like, okay, what is this about? So it's a talking piece now. It's kind of cool.
And you tell them, right?
Oh, of course I do.
This is where you can find me. We need more subscribers, please.
Oh yeah, no, as well as it's telling the inside joke from Super Troopers, the whole spiel.
Be that fly on the wall, the one that was just doing a flyby. I was like,
no, I'm telling you, somebody spiked the beer. Somebody roofied you, and you don't even realize it.
The fact that it exploded.
Yeah, so it's probably I don't know do roofies make things explode.
I don't think you can put a syringe in a can without.
Sure, you could, but it would be weird.
It wouldn't work.
I mean, you could probably like in a pint can because it'd be tall enough. Then you could actually fit it in there. Oh, you mean to? Oh, never mind. I thought you were like, found this rat in my beer, eh?
How you poison beer though?
Why would you?
Oh, that's terrible.
So wrong.
Anything else? Don't take it out on the beer, man.
I know, right? What did the beer do to you?
Nothing. It was just lovely and delicious.
It was just there minding its business, and here you come, all willy-nilly like, all nimbly-bimbly.
Meow?
Right, meow.
Did I say meow? Do I look like a cat to you, boy?
See, this is
You see me dancing around all nimbly-bimbly like?
this is why I really like Super Troopers 2, because there is that continuation of the jokes.
Am I eating mice?
Dude, the again really gets me.
Do you see me drinking milk from a saucer?
Like when they pull him over for the second time and they're talking over the top of the car again, he's like, you guys know I can hear you, right? And they're like, shit, really? We've been doing this for like the past 7 years.
See, chicken fucker.
I'll do it. No. Farva. Easy, Farva. Yeah, dude, that was...
I want cream.
Dude, I was just thinking that. I was like, the fact that they added a second Farva to Super Troopers 2, where it's like, dude, everybody's got a Farva that you work with, right? That's what they're talking about in the beginning. Well, because they're sitting there, it's like, hey, why'd you shock your buddy? He's like, everybody's got that guy, right? Everybody works, like, everybody's got them, right? And they're like, okay. And then you like cut over to them and and it's just like, yeah, that's definitely another Farva. Just a French Canadian
like
Farva.
in Shaun of the Dead when they did that and they came across like his ex-girlfriend's
Oh, and
they were all like there was an equivalent for each character within the group.
Yeah, they do like the after the game, good game. Be like, hey, what's up? Hey, how are you? All right. You just like all nod.
As they're passing, yeah.
Except for the two stoners.
And they kind of stop for a second, like, what?
Yeah, they just like nod. That's hilarious. Dude, I tell you what, man, I was flipping through one of my spots and they put it up there as like a horror film. I'm like, Shaun of the Dead is not a horror film.
It's a comedy.
It is a comedy that just so happens to have zombies in it. It doesn't make it
comedy,
horror.
Thriller, maybe.
It's a zomedy.
But it's mostly comedy.
Oh, dude, it's totally comedy. Like, who? Come on, man. Like,
just say White Lions or...
It's 3:00 in the morning and you're playing hip hop records. Selectro. So many good lines.
Did you get bit?
Dude, this homeless guy tried to mug me in my way home.
It's subtle. I like how the lead up was subtle.
What do you mean?
Well, the lead up, like they tell you all the stuff that's going on, but
the part that I like is when they're flipping through
when he wakes up in the morning, like he's completely oblivious.
Yeah, but he's like flipping through the channels, and even though he's going from channel to channel, it's still relatively telling the story.
Yes.
It's just in completely different voices, and
I love how they did that. That was funny.
Dude, that was like it, but it's little things like that
got
really
red on you. Remember that bit?
You can see the pen leaks on him.
He had a pen leak on him in the very beginning. He was like some assistant manager at an
appliance store or something.
Appliance store of some sort, yeah.
Like
TVs and appliances.
Like a Best Buy, but family style, I guess. I don't know.
You got red on you. And that came back around later on. But I love how he comes in through the shop to buy his like treat for the morning. And he slips on the blood, doesn't even pay attention.
Oh, yeah. Well, because he also goes to the cooler and there's like that big hand blood streak that's going down it. But he's like yawning, grabbing his freaking whatever, his pop or something. I don't know what he's grabbing. Might have been a beer. Had too much pop. But yeah, I don't know what it was. Could have been.
I think it was an early morning soda.
I mean, hey, can I get like 7 road sodas?
I noticed that not everybody does coffee. Like some people actually drink, and I can't imagine this, but like a Pepsi or a Coke or even a Mountain Dew for breakfast. It kind of makes me, ugh.
When I used to have the last restaurant I had, I'd get in at freaking, 6, 7, 8 in the morning. I'm there hours before anybody else is because I was doing like some kitchen stuff or cooking some things it's 9 in the morning. I'm not exactly hungry, but I'm thirsty. There's all these delicious beers sitting by, and it's just like, why not? And before you know it, it's just you're drinking at like 8 in the morning, roasting pork on a smoker. It just, Hashtag restaurant
Well,
life.
you know, there were plenty of years in London where you couldn't drink the water unless it had a certain level of alcohol in it. So it's perfectly normal. It's right. It's okay.
No, I was drinking my carbs. It's cool.
That was actually your energy. The sugars given off by the alcohol sugars given off by the yeast was your food source.
Yeah, and it made my belly fat. Dude, I was starting to get a gut. Well, because when we closed it and I started getting, had all this time to just do stuff, I started working on my golf game. And as I'm working on that, I'm out exercising more and eating right. And just all of a sudden, it's just, I'm not drinking and just hanging out doing stuff. Dude, just literally just fell off of me. Just disappeared. It was, like a month later, and all of a sudden I was just like,
That'll happen.
Pant size down and everything. I'm just like, what the hell? But yeah, I mean, when you're playing freaking 5-6 rounds a week and going to the range, you're putting, because you asked me, it's like, is golf really a sport? Yeah, dude, it is really a sport. When you want to play it for real, where it's not just like, oh, I'm going to go hang out with my friends. Yeah, you're drinking and smoking. You're not playing golf.
Golf isn't a sport. It's men in ugly pants walking.
Yelling at a ball, throwing clubs, pretty much. But it's more of like a party almost. But what was that?
Just driving their carts around all willy-nilly.
Oh, pretty much. Oh, yeah, no. Dude, I've seen some improper cart etiquette on courses, specifically on the weekends, which is why traditionally I will not play on a weekend. I play during the week.
And nobody fesses up to polo, but I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure it's happening.
What, golf cart polo?
Sure.
Oh, it happens all the time. Don't doubt it.
We're like, well, I wouldn't do that. Liability alone. And dude, come on. You've had like a 6-pack to yourself, and like, why not?
It's called speed golf.
Your partner hangs out
you don't even get out of the cart. You just keep driving.
No, you kind of hang out and like hold on to the.
No, that was in House Guest. Remember House Guest? Sinbad and Phil Hartman.
God.
Where he's like the dentist and whatever. And he's like, yeah, it's speed golf. This is how we play it. And they're just like polo style hanging out of the golf cart, tromping through the course, just like whacking balls like crazy.
Dropping beer cans, like.
Just having a good old time.
That's how we do.
Yeah.
So it does happen a lot. So nobody's willing to tell me the truth except for you.
I wouldn't say a lot. I would say enough that it's a thing. How about that?
I mean,
definitely
maybe
a
not
thing.
through every hole, but like it's happening.
I mean, I would say.
I will not condone nor.
Yeah, I do not condone. I cannot confirm nor deny. I would say there is a definite that at least somebody has played an entire 18 in that fashion. I'm sure. And at probably most golf courses, somehow or another.
Can you manage an entire 18 without getting caught doing something like that? I mean, I guess it depends on the course, right?
Depends on the course, depends on the time, depends on who you are while you're there. I mean,
if you do that at prime time with like all the high rollers there, like,
oh yeah, dude, you're probably, that's like jackass shit in the middle.
Somebody's going to call you
some
out.
highfalutin. Oh, it's going to happen.
Some highfalutin.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, if you're hitting the course at the very end of the day when
you were not welcome to the steak dinner social.
Fucking Catalina mixer. But yeah, no, if you were to catch the course at the right time where there's basically nobody ahead of you in a sense because you're going so late in the day and there's nobody there or everybody's already on the back or something and they're pretty much all starting to come in. Yeah, you could probably run through and do a speed golf with your golf cart. Polo style.
Wait, who's driving?
I mean, dude, golf carts now tell you that you shouldn't drive from the passenger seat because so many people do it. Oh yeah, you're just the passenger seat, and they get out, grab their clubs. They're like, I got what I need, and you just like, all right, you just take off and drive with your left foot, and it's hilarious.
Well, they have to say that it's for
liability.
Liability issues.
The same thing with hair dryers and showers.
I remember running the what was it? Happy Family Fun Center or something like that. They had the
Happy Times Family Fun Center.
That's what it was. And they had the driving range there. They had mini golf. They had and these little go-karts. But like I can't tell you Actually, one of the guys was nicknamed Bump. And when I asked about it, I was like, Bump? I'm like, yeah, like speed bump. Because like they would commonly like somebody wrecks their car and you're like, you kick them off the course. You have to drive the car back up to the main station, like where they all get parked.
Right.
So a lot of times these guys were so lazy, they would just stand up on the bumper and push their hands on the pedals and just drive themselves like looking back over their shoulder on the way back. And this kid was synonymous with knocking himself off the golf cart and then getting run over with, or not the golf cart, the go-kart.
And then it would run himself over.
Whether it was his or somebody else's. But yeah, like he had been run over more than once. So they called him Speed Bump. Or Bump for short.
I do not want to hang out with that guy. No.
But yeah, I learned about this having to manage that area, and I was like, you guys do what? No, would you stop that? Like, I'm on the clock. I'm supposed to make sure like we're playing it cool.
I mean, dude, I'll tell you, the people I know that have done the go-karts.
I mean, you're not wearing any gear. You're wearing like shorts and like a polo shirt.
I've gotten to know quite a few individuals in the go-karts due to the fact that my kid loves racing go-karts and pretty much has since she was like 7.
Mm.
So we've gone go-karting most of her life at that point. And so I've gotten to know quite a few different go-karting locations and the people that run them, you know, the mechanics,
You're talking
the managers.
like with the full-on harness and shit, right? I mean,
oh yeah, dude, these things boogie. Like we're doing like almost
these
half speed shift cart kind of.
We had certain cars that were fast and we kept them to ourselves. Like we had the Bud car, which is number 25, which was like awesome.
Yeah, there's always that one
somebody
car
messed with the governor or did something.
Yeah.
And it was like, bah! Like the minute you depressed it, it was like there was no hesitation. It was like perfectly tuned. It was the only one that like somebody really spent some time on the motor. And I think at one point it was because it was a replacement motor. So it was probably one of the newer motors of all of them.
Right.
And it was just like tuned to all hell. It was like,
No, it just actually ran well.
yeah, it just wanted to, I mean, it would just tear through tires. That's the funny thing. Like I had to wear sunglasses on that track all the time because the tire rubber would actually come right up in your face. Like if somebody was peeling out in front of you.
Oh yeah, I mean when we would race,
it went all over the place.
When the kid and I would race the go-karts and stuff, yeah, I mean we had full DOT helmets on and stuff with visors and everything. Yeah, dude, there's plenty of track debris that gets kicked up. Oh yeah.
Show.
Yeah, especially, I mean, dude, these things freaking boogie, man.
I can imagine those. They go like, I mean, 25, 30 miles an hour or something like that.
Oh, so here's the deal. We would run a relative quarter-mile track, and we would run a lap of that distance in, like 18 seconds. So when you do the math on that, the average is like 45 miles an hour. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
But, well, here's the thing, though, is those things are constantly accelerating, basically, because these ones were electric. So they're...
Woogie.
That as well. But their torque curve being electric is very exponential and linear. So it's just like it's a rocket. So
not really much of a curve.
Yeah, so the more you can be on it, getting the power out of it, these things are just like, because I mean, you're coming out of a turn, you're only doing like maybe 20 or 30 miles an hour. But by the time you get to the next one, before you slow down, you've already gotten up to 60 and then right back down. But it's for like a half second.
Yeah, it's the acceleration on them is like through the roof. And you're always like, you're pretty
much always trying to push. You're pretty much always trying to push down that throttle.
You're always at like a 9.5.
So when you can, with these ones, there was all sorts of different sensors and it was looped back into the system. So you can get data on the backside to show, how much you were on the throttle or how much brake, or because then you could actually go through and fine tune and be like, yeah, see right here in this corner, you're hitting brake. There's no need to hit brake on this. This is the line here. And, you get used to running the tracks and you talk to each other and, you teach each other better lines and you work with them. It's just, I mean, racing's fun. especially when you get into it and you get a good group of people that are in for it for the enjoyment out of it, and
Racing go-karts?
just racing in general.
Would you say that's like a gateway into actual racing? Or
I think racing's just racing. It doesn't matter what it is.
even if it's in a go-kart or a Pinto or a Formula One?
Yeah, there's a racer's a racer. They want to go
Motocross.
fast. There's something about going fast, whether 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels,
Dirt track,
ski, surfboard, whatever.
paved,
Like you just
snowboard,
you just want to go fast.
just any kind of race.
I'm going fast, right? Pretty much. I mean, that's always. I very much like the individual competitive nature ideas for sports. That's why, that's probably why I really enjoy golf. I really love racing because I'm not racing the other racers.
You're playing against yourself.
Yeah, it's me against, how well can I get this car to handle this course? How well can I adapt to?
How many seconds can I shave off my lap? How many? Yeah.
Well, but then you do definitely get into the competitive aspect when you're racing others, and it's, hey, how can I get them off their line so I can sneak through? Like, how can I push them around and scare them off, or, just ride them? Like, every racer's a little different. So there's definitely that. But for me, even when we were doing those kind of races, it was still about how well could I race. So it didn't really matter what position I was coming in as well, as it was so much the fact of just being there and doing my best and working within the constraints. And, I always enjoy that kind of thing.
Right.
So I definitely like racing and, again, golf, because that's the thing. It's how well can I do that day with what I'm given.
I guess you just couldn't turn it off. That's why you can't ride a motorcycle anymore.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, I realized that, and I was like, nope, done. I'm gonna kill myself.
Something about 2 wheels, you just can't shut it off.
No, it gets worse. Even when I ride my BMX and stuff, like I just do dumb stuff. That's how I fractured my collarbone, busted my elbow out. I was just riding my BMX with my kids, doing stupid stuff like hopping off curbs and stuff, and I just caught the front end wrong and flipped myself over and just, got the fall right where it was just everything worked enough to.
Getting old, you can't do the same stuff anymore.
This was when I was like my mid-30s, I want to say.
You're just too old.
I'm too old. I can't be doing BMX. Yeah, no,
It's just too old.
But I'm stupid. I'm a big dumb boy. I'm a big dumb boy. I admit it all the time.
I'm a big, stupid, dumb head.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm what do they say on Elf? And something or other, cotton none. Oh, was it? It's killing me. I always mess this up.
Killing me, Captain.
No, it's cotton-headed ninny-mungans. There you go.
What?
That's the thing in Elf, not Elf, in Elf, where it was like, that's like the worst thing you can call somebody.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm such a cotton-headed ninny-muggins. He's like, you're not a cotton-headed ninny-muggins. Yeah, it's like, you don't say that, bro. Yeah, you totally said that.
I did it. That was me. I called myself that. Now what?
No. I love Will Ferrell, man.
He's funny.
We're always talking about like old school and whatnot, but he's done so many great movies. Elf, the one that I always,
old school is a classic.
The one I always love talking about, the Stranger Than Fiction with Maggie Gyllenhaal. Yeah. I think it was Emma Watson, Queen Latifah, Dustin Hoffman's in that. That's just,
yeah, where the writer's writing like his life.
Basically.
As it happens.
More or less. It's almost
as she types it, it comes to reality.
It's like a Morgan Freeman narration, but with Emma Watson's voice.
Like, who is that?
Harold brushes his teeth 32 times. How do you know Harold brushes his teeth 32 times? Who said? Yeah, it just drives him crazy. But it's such a deeper movie than that. Like, it's just, it's a really well done production. There's another one.
When he hears it the first time, he's like, it's you.
Yeah, no, he's like, that's the woman. That's the voice. He was in Dustin Hoffman's office on campus, and he was watching an old interview with her. And he's like, that's the voice. I know that's the voice. That's her. That's her. And he's just like, that's it's horrible. He's like, what? He's like, she wasn't on any of my lists. And he's like, that's what you're, what? figuring this stuff out. And you're just like, oh, you didn't say anything about the accent. He's like, I mean, I didn't know. What am I supposed to? He's just like, I'm a dude with a voice in my head and it knows what I'm doing and it articulates it in a much, refined manner than, it's hilarious. He's literally telling it to Dustin Hoffman. It's like she says it in a much more elegant and with a larger vocabulary than I could. Oh, it's hilarious.
That sounds pretty accurate.
He's done a lot of really more serious roles. I don't think he gets credit for it. Because he's Step Brothers.
I'm like, it's like some of the stuff that's come out by actors that you wouldn't even think. Adam Sandler's come out with stuff that I thought was plenty serious, even though it was still comedy. It was still humorous, but there was a lot of serious undertones when you really think about the ramifications of like a movie like Click, where you've now like skipped through half of the important stuff in your life.
Yeah.
Because it was time consuming or annoying or painful to watch or whatever it was.
Well, because he wanted to get through all of the stuff to get to where it was like, no, you need to enjoy the moments as they are.
Is that not a philosophical parallel for life? I mean, it was a beautiful.
Yeah, don't press fast forward. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. Maybe slow it down a little, Just take it back a notch, buddy.
So I think it's always there to some extent, don't you think? I mean, maybe not always.
I know Christopher Walken's in that movie.
There was nothing serious about Spaceballs, but
you know what? I mean, let's be
very little.
There's still the hero's journey displayed in it. There's still there's still some undermining or backhanded statements about the industries, and so there was an intelligence there.
Yeah.
So I say that's, but it's Mel Brooks. You know what I mean? We're talking Blazing Saddles and stuff like that,
right?
I mean that's just very intelligent, sarcastic wit. And just really well, his timing is impeccable.
Just jam packed.
Yeah,
I see why with so many shows there's like multiple writers. There'll be like multiple comedic writers working on the same script, and it's like you can tell when you're listening because it's like nonstop. Like you can listen to it several times over and still get like a different joke every time. Because there's you know what I mean? There's like certain groups of writers get together and they're like, you're stacking one joke on another, on another, on another. So it's like,
well, see, that's what I say about How I Met Your Mother and all those kind of shows. I mean, Scrubs was very much like that, where it's almost like one liner. You keep zinging on top of another.
Like the rant.
Pretty almost.
Yeah.
But continuous like Beastie Boy style because it's going from person to person to person. So it's like. The what?
Was that your guy, McGinley?
McGinley.
Was it Arthur C. McGinley? Isn't that his name?
For what?
Scrubs.
Oh no, John C. McGinley.
John C. McGinley. That's not Arthur.
I'm like, Arthur. Danger Zone. Sorry. See, now you got me triggered on it.
What happened?
John C. McGinley. He was Scrubs, correct? Yeah, he was one of those.
Yeah, the rant.
Oh, dude, he could all day. Like, there's so many great scenes from that show where he just goes off.
I mean, how many times have you like caught a rant from him and wherever it was and just like rewound it and played it again and rewound it and played it again?
I mean, honestly, I've seen the show so many times at this point. I've seen each episode probably at least 6 or 7 times because I really enjoyed it.
You probably recite it.
It's kind of almost like Breakfast Club for me at this point. I've just seen it so many times. Like, as soon as the episode starts, I'm like, oh, this is, and I tell you what happens and character names and all that kind of stuff. And oh yeah, it's bad.
It's bad.
Dude, there's a movie screen in my head. That's just how it works. You know what I mean? I can't explain what a rainbow is or how posi traction happens.
So what do you do? What do you do if all the power goes out? What would you do if there's a neutron bomb? I'm just saying.
I would probably just start acting stuff out like funky masterpiece theater kind of.
I mean, when you're not making sure that you have enough food to eat or
I would be
warm
swazzing.
enough.
I would be swazzing movies.
Just to yourself or
to an audience, probably.
Well, you got the equipment. Would you just be recording yourself and just broadcasting it out?
I mean, I guess maybe people would probably love that shit.
This is day 47, trapped in my house on my own.
Today we're gonna reenact. But dude, if there's no power, then how am I putting it out?
No, but I don't know. You're running some kind of small generator just to get the recording.
Because it's like a CB ham radio or something.
And then here's the ticket. Once every day at a certain hour, you send out a blaring note for like 1 hour, and then you play the show, and then another blaring note for like 5 minutes, and then it shuts off for the day. That's your daily message. This like some kind of post-apocalyptic zombie flick type.
I'm saying this sounds like I Am Legend,
right?
I'll be at the pier every day. 7:45.
Like you have to go out like once a month and siphon gas for a couple days just so, you know.
I don't know.
Just so you can
I would find a way to make my own gas. Dude, there's so many things.
Alcohol, man.
But that's the thing is there's so many things that you can do to make a combustible fuel to run engines off of. So whether it's for generators or engines for cars or dude, there's all sorts of.
Just make one type, and then you could drink it or burn it. It's up to you,
bro. No, I saw this.
Wait, whose voice was that? Sorry,
is that Mitch Hedberg? Yeah. But that's the thing, dude. I was watching this thing where you could make basically like a diesel fuel from melting plastic. Like you could boil it down, and you would get some form of an ethanol, I think,
I could see that.
Something.
A very dirty one, but
that's the thing is if you do it enough, it's actually refining itself down. That's what you're doing is you're getting all these molecules to kind of break down and reconnect in this level where it makes a relatively combustible fuel.
Like reconstituting some kind of
I was watching
oil from old shopping bags or something like that.
It's the hardier, like the what do you want, like the water bottles and Gatorade bottles and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think plastic bags and all that, but plastic bags are so thin and you're looking for a higher density plastic really. But yeah, it was this couple that was running their own farm, I think in like Costa Rica or an island near there. And that's how they were making fuel for their generators so that when they couldn't make enough electricity for, you know, from solar or whatever else, they could just run their generator for, you know, a little bit and boom, charge everything up and they're good to go. You know, as well as I think they had like some equipment and things. So it's like, hey, now we can work on stuff and we can really work the land a little bit more, bring in some small equipment and do things. And so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Sorry.
What? What are you sorry for?
I just kind of dropped out there for a minute, like spacing out.
What happened? I blacked out. Easy there, Will Ferrell. It's all right, bro.
Got to relax back into it, man.
It was the classic girl. It spewed all over you. It took you totally off guard.
It totally did.
Now you're on a reset, so you got to like come back through it. It's okay.
Well, we had a good green room, a warm up to the show about nothing, right?
Dude, that's what you call it.
And then I just think after that little interlude, the snack break, I think I just kind of spaced out there for a minute. You know how it is.
Dude, I carb loaded him up with chips and salsa, egg cheese sandwiches. Then he ate one of my bananas. I'm telling you, this is like, he's like a freaking teenage kid. Shows up, eats all of your food, leaves dishes, and then bounces. Like, what the heck is this crap? And he still wants an allowance? Are you kidding me? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. He's like my illegitimate stepchild that I do not want.
I didn't want those eggs to go back. You know?
I didn't want those eggs to go bad.
I didn't want, yeah.
I appreciate your concern for my produce's well-being. It's nice to know that somebody
all those
cares.
things would have spoiled had nobody been there to eat them. So aren't you glad that I was able to help you?
I'm happy that you had a good meal
at this occasion.
And that you're going to probably sleep very well tonight because you're telling me that you have like food coma setting in.
I do. But I mean, I'm still probably going to need like another snack before I leave. But you know how it is.
Great. That's just
typical. like a freaking teenager.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like seriously, ever since
You
you
come
went
over here, you clean me out.
well, yeah, but ever since you went, not so much when you started shrinking your diet, when you started like taking down different things to have better health. As you went through those, I mean, you did start shrinking pretty well, and you also got to a point where you don't stop eating, bro. So I mean, like maybe there's something to that. Like
I can spend whole days, like all throughout the like normal hours of the day. Basically, I've looked at it before and been like, I swear I could fit all this on a large dinner plate, like everything I've eaten throughout the day. But then it's just like I get to the later part of the evening, especially if I'm staying up late. That's when I want a snack or I'll have an extra meal or something like that. And no, it doesn't show because I don't do it all the time. But yeah, I don't know if it's a metabolism thing or if it's just a.
the doctor says I have a high metabolism.
I'm just saying. But enough about me.
That's true. You trust. We can open up here.
Yeah. How about you? I mean,
What about me?
I don't know.
Way to deflect, bro. Wow.
Do you like apples?
Dude, how do you like them?
Bro, I'm just saying. I'm
my
not trying to, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that was.
I'm hearing a lot of sound.
You're making a lot of sounds, but you ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, that's it. 73% of the time.
Yeah, 73%. You like that's how often you even with your quoting yourself. It's like, dude, it's just quoting. 73% of the time is what your quote stat is. Like that's just that's your par. You're a 73% quoter.
Could be worse.
That's your quota. 73%.
My quota.
Do you know what a quota is? It's not like 25 cents. Remember that? That was Beavis and Butthead.
Quota. Ow, my spleen.
My liver.
It's lower.
Lower, dumbass. He like grabs his weed. He's like, my liver. Dude, I say what you want, man. Mike Judge is freaking hilarious.
That's the other thing I was saying. Like, when we started discovering like how deep even Mike Judge's stuff could be, even at the simplest level. Like,
yeah.
It was written for the masses. So that's why it's like goofball, tongue in cheek. But if you actually pay attention, there's a lot of like kind of hidden depth to it in a way. And then of course, just the slapstick nature of the iconic character references they use throughout, like, I mean, because they were trying to represent a certain era, right? They were trying to represent a time within the 80s when rock and roll was, everything. And these two kids just kind of, right? I mean, I don't know.
I want to say to me, it was very reminiscent of early 90s metal kids. So you're talking coming off.
That's
of
right.
like,
It was like 92, 93, I think.
because you're just coming off of like the big hair bands.
That's true.
So like Scorpion and all that kind of shit and freaking.
These guys were like just.
I got a fever of 103. I got a fever.
After they came off, they just like were like.
And it needs more cowbell.
Uber fans of that genre of music during that time.
Pretty much. Yeah, because they were very much, what was it? I think it was like Sepultura. Oh man, what were these other groups? They were like Sepultura,
Like
Metallica,
yeah.
AC/DC. I mean, dude, they were just all that kind of stuff. I mean,
The hardcore stuff.
pretty much.
There's no easy listening rock and roll here. This is not your mama's rock and roll.
Your cousin, mom.
They're like the hardcore stuff. Like Hangar 18 and.
Yeah.
What's the matter? Did you forget to shut something off?
No, I thought I heard some background noise. I'm just making sure.
Is it like a high pitched hum?
I mean, you were like seeing things. Now it's like I'm hearing things. It's okay.
Which is worse? You tell me.
I don't smell fire, so I think we're okay. And the floor's not warm, so
You
we're
smell
good.
burnt toast.
Do you smell muffins? I smell muffins.
I smell muffins.
Dude, I watched that again the other day.
It's hilarious.
It was just, while it's hilarious, there is some thought-provoking depth to it. Like, it really does.
What thought-provoking as in...
Well, the idea of time loops and the way things could interact.
Well, the idea of if you get a major head injury, sometimes you can confuse all kinds of stuff. And that you will smell and taste things that aren't there.
I'm talking about the movie Boss Level.
Yes.
And you're talking about smelling things.
Muffins.
Yeah, because he got
'Cause that
stabbed
was
in
the
the head
joke,
with a
which is-
sword.
That was some serious shit.
I mean, you take a sword to the...
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's just interesting because, like, you would smell something weird, like burnt toast or muffins or...
All of a sudden you have like
molasses.
synesthesia. You're just like, purple smells delicious.
But
And you're just like dead.
then you know. You're in the know at that point because purple does smell delicious.
I mean, it can.
Tastes a little weird, but
It tastes a little... I mean, it depends on... what did you use to mix it with?
how do you like your purple?
Did you try plugging it in?
Did you turn it off and turn it back on? Do you see me eat mine? Am I drinking milk from a saucer? So,
God, I hope not, because I don't have a saucer. I thought
where did you get that? A saucer? That's not mine.
where did this come from? Hey, who let the cat out? We don't have a cat. Get out of here. Freaking Uncle Buck starts bringing the cat in. The kid's like, we don't have a cat.
It's my cousin Patty. You don't have a cousin Patty. You lied to me. Boom. No.
Oh, what is that? No, I know that.
Mama.
Throw Mama from the train.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Crystal, Danny DeVito, and the lady that was in the Goonies.
Yes.
She's actually a pretty well-known actor, I think, for stage, if I'm correct.
Just that voice.
And the face, Oliver, dude.
Oliver?
Not Oliver. All of her,
All of me.
her presence, her aura, like the way she looked,
Why
the
not
way she
take
sounded.
All of me. That was a good Steve Martin movie. Remember that? All of Me.
Which one was that? Was that the
That was
one where he had the
was it Lily
Lily Tomlin?
Lily Tomlin
She
played the rich chick that like she died.
and he was half her, half him.
Is some kind of seance and he like took on like
With her
had control
ashes or
of-
something, or
he had control of one half of his body and she had control of the other.
yeah.
So they had to learn how to cooperate in order to just get around.
Yeah, like when he had to go pee. I'm not touching that. You gotta shake it. That's how it works. Does this what it's told?
Steve Martin, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude. Like,
Like that movie was hilarious because you really had this feeling like he was at war with himself.
but dude, you're also talking about movies like Roxanne. Dude, Roxanne is a dope movie.
For real.
You know, I mean, what was the one with him and Goldie Hawn where they built a house together? Oh, I think it was that House Guest. Oh no, I think that was.
Oh no. Wait, that was
He was like an
I know.
architect, and
that
he
was
was.
Tom.
Ah,
Yeah, that was Money Pit.
No, that's not the one I'm talking about.
No, that was Tom Hanks.
Yeah, that's not the movie I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
No, he was an architect and he was building a house, and then like the market fell out and they had to like sell a bunch of stuff, and then the only property he had was this house.
Beetlejuice.
That's not Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
John McClane. No, it's not. It's not John McClane.
Great. If I say it one more time, is he going to show up?
He's not real. It's not a.
Beetlejuice. Nah, you did it.
No, it's Beetlegeist.
Beetle breakfast.
Beetle.
house sitter.
Beetle Meyer.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right. Ned Ryerson.
Phil. Is that you?
Hey, buddy.
I missed you so much.
He just hugs him and he's just like, oh.
It's like the too long hug.
And he's just standing there like, oh, you can let go now.
The uncomfortable silence hug. Like,
Oh, but it feels
and you
so
get that.
good.
I missed you so much.
It's so good to see you. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I gotta go. I just remembered.
Oh, I think I left the kettle running. I gotta turn off the stove.
Even Bill doesn't want to hang out.
Pretty much. Oh, you can't touch me like that. This is my personal bubble.
I really.
What? Why is that so? I don't understand why that's so funny. What, is Buffalo Bill not allowed to have a personal bubble?
What's that voice?
We all have our space. We're all allowed that distance where we feel comfortable. I mean,
That voice and the word bubble
in bubble.
together. Oh my god.
Dude, it's just the word bubble. I mean, bubble by itself is kind of a funny word, right?
It is, but when Bill says it,
Nobody knows what it means. It's provocative and it makes people think. Freaking Will Ferrell. Dude, that Blades of Glory, he's just back there on the treadmill. Freaking Napoleon Dynamite there.
I love me some Will Ferrell.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, bro. And like, I mean, his serious roles, his
God.
comedic roles, he's just a phenomenal actor. I mean, his audition for SNL is ridiculous to watch.
I don't think I've seen that.
Dude, I think I have it. If I have it, I'm gonna have to show you that because you would really enjoy that. But dude, I mean, I remember some of his earlier internet stuff where he actually had his daughter in there, and it's called The Landlord, and she's coming to him to like get the rent. She's like 3 or something, and she's like, "Yo, I want my goddamn money." So I'm sorry, but I don't have it. You better come up with it, punk. Like she's calling him a bitch, and like she's like 3, and she's wearing like these pink overalls and little blonde hair.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Oh yeah, and it's
I don't know if that was his kid or a friend's kid, but yes,
it's
I
something
do
like
know
that.
the video.
Yeah, it's someone's child within the circle. And it's freaking hilarious.
Like, should I curse?
Oh, she was
Do you think I
swearing
should
up a
say-
storm.
Should I say God damn it?
Well, it's just she's just repeating stuff. Like she was at an age where they could say, "Okay, say this," and then they would.
McFly. Like, should I curse? Like, yes.
What part is that?
Huh?
What is that?
McFly?
Yeah, but what part? What?
Get your goddamn hands off her.
Oh yeah, right.
Should I curse?
Hey, you.
Get your goddamn hands off her.
Because it was supposed to be McFly, but instead it was Biff, and he was just like, "No, Biff." Yeah, and he's got him all hunched over while he's twisted his arm up, and he just causes him to like whip around and unload on him. Pops him, and he just like doubles a double spin axle against the car and just drops. And then in the second one, when he comes back in, I think that guy just wallet.
I think he took his wallet.
Oh my god.
Is that his wallet? I think he took his wallet.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man, the Back to the Future franchise is actually it's a pretty dope trilogy, I think.
It was pretty well thought out.
You know, like I really like it. It's one of those ones I can watch it again and again. All 3 of them, typically in a row, like Star Wars style.
I mean, they gave it some thought in the way things were overlapped and done. And
I think so. You know, other than the fact that I do not have a hoverboard or a floating DeLorean yet,
I'm a bit disappointed about that.
I am heartbroken and saddened.
We have a thing that they call a hoverboard.
It's not a hoverboard.
It doesn't really hover.
What is it?
It's on wheels. That's different.
You can't get across water unless you got power. Drops his board out. It's like, oh. The Mad Dog or whatever
Barbie
it is.
hoverboard.
I had this little pink thing. It was like a scooter. You had to pop the top off of it again. It was just like, here, let me borrow your hoverboard. He's sitting there paddling, just floating on the water. It's going nowhere.
That's so much funnier when you've been watching that since you were a little kid, though, too. To know that the first time that scene was done, it was a scooter that had no intentions of ever being a skateboard.
Oh, in the original?
It was a homemade wooden scooter with metal wheels.
It was a soapbox on a 2x4 with roller skates on the bottom.
Exactly. And he took this thing off and like did some marvelous crazy S with it.
Which was bullshit.
Which totally would never
No,
happen.
not with that stuff. But yeah, he's like knocks the kid over, rips the soapbox off, and starts skateboarding. Right.
But that's what made it so much better, because it's like they were able to redo the scenes like over and over and over.
But it distorted the timeline, causing a ripple within.
Dude, what the?
You can't go back in time and step on a butterfly.
At some point, you have to suspend your disbelief.
Dude, I don't want to disrupt the timeline flow. I don't want Mandela effects. I don't want to wake up tomorrow and forget kindergarten.
I mean, they tried to stay as true as they could, right? I think.
But here's the thing, though, because I mean, there is so many different.
I mean, other than doing the stupid, it was all just all in your head and it was a dream.
Yeah, right. Like, dude, when he's in the yellow radiation suit and he's got the Walkman on him. Silence! I am Darth Vader. It's such a good movie.
What was it? What was he playing? It was Van Halen.
I think so.
It was a Van Halen album.
Yeah, I want to say it was Van Halen that he was rocking. Because, I mean, Van Halen rocks, bro.
It was like this real sick, like
guitar riff section. Yeah.
Like, oh my God, make it stop. Make it stop.
My ears are rupturing. Oh. Yeah, it's not. Calm yourself, Junior. Lorraine, I hit another one of those kids with my car.
Yeah, what about that? What was the reference of there was just always some kind of peeping Tom checking around?
I mean, I guess. I would say that's probably what the insinuation is. That,
Oh, wait, did he?
Yes, he's like, one of those damn kids got in front of my car again. It's not even that he hit them. It's just like, they're the ones that got in my way. So, yeah, I guess the insinuation is that there was multiple peeping Toms. Either that or I guess at least George himself had been hit probably at one point. And then now because Marty was watching him and he's the one.
That's what my question was. Is it?
So I would say it's probably the reoccurrence.
Has he been hitting or almost hitting these two different,
McFlies?
Different McFlies.
Checking out his mom. That's your mom, dude. Now your dad's going for it.
Hey, Missy. I mean, Mom.
Dude, that scene is so messed up. He like hands him $10 and tells him to go to the convenience store. He's like, we're most destined to fail. And Bill's going to, or Ted's going to go to military school. He's like, good. Here, why don't you guys go get some snacks? And he goes to bang his stepmom right there in his own bedroom. Dirty old man.
How it happens, man.
Yeah, then in the second one, she wound up marrying the other father?
Yeah.
And then in the third one, I think she divorced them both or something. Oh, such horrible trilogies. But still worth the watch, though, man.
It was totally well done, though.
Dude, Bill and Ted's was totally worth the watch. Even the third one. I like the third one. It was a nice closure. It was a nice way to just wrap up the whole story.
And to remind you that we don't take ourselves seriously.
As well as to let us know that God gave rock and roll to us.
That's true.
Put it in our soul to give it to everyone or something like that, right?
He did.
Isn't that what happened?
We're still working on that.
Isn't that how that works?
I feel like wow.
What
Never mind.
Bro, you haven't even been having any 9%ers. What's going on over here?
No, I'm just getting sleepy, I think. I'm just tired.
I feel a little bit woozy.
Just a little woozy, man. I totally lost my train of thought. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah. Matthew Willard and Scream. That's so good. It's Saturday, bro. It is at Saturday, actually, but it could be. It's got to be Saturday somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Hey, as long as it's on Saturday.
Saturday Pro. You're saying that's how I'm living life right now, huh?
I mean, I feel like, well, dude, you only had 2 beer. Well, actually 2 1/4 because you did have a little bit of the porter, but that's a low ABV. So I mean,
No, it's nothing to do with that.
I guess it is sleep. I
it's
mean, I
just-
can always make you some coffee because I love you.
Well, yeah, that would be lovely.
Yeah,
I would not say no to that.
yeah, but I'm gonna spit in it though, just because I love you.
Wow.
Then I'm gonna take your
You are for
VCR
him.
for starters.
Instead of chicory.
What are the rules on coffee? Since we already know what the rules on tea are.
Well, but see, that's tea. Not everybody wants tea.
Well, see, he told me he was going to spit in it, so that makes it okay. If he didn't mention that beforehand, it would just be awkward.
I would have been insulted. How dare you not give me a forementioned statement allowing me to be aware of the current situation? I am appalled. I am shocked. I feel you know what? I'm leaving. I've had enough. How dare you?
Terribly sorry, young man. I meant to ask you if you mind if I spit in your coffee.
I mean, I feel like if
Wow.
I'm making it,
Well,
it's
that
up to me
changes-
what I can do with it.
Changes everything, sir. Thank you so much.
This day, I want to dip my balls in it. My yeast balls. What? I was gonna add some
But yeah,
dietary
you should
fiber.
absolutely mention that if that's something that you're going to do.
I mean, I feel like.
You're going to have people over your house. And
Well,
you're
because
gonna-
what if you have like allergies?
Dip your
I should be
balls
aware of stuff. I don't.
Kool-Aid or something like you should really let them know about that.
I'm not trying to exacerbate a pre-existing condition.
This is really good Kool-Aid, and I just poured it for you, but I did dip my balls in it. I'm just going to
Kool-Aid. Sorry, you just got to come busting out of the kitchen like that too. Dude, that just reminds me of this one comedian.
Yeah.
No, there's this one comedian, John Caparello, where he's talking about working at a Subway. He's like, you never work at a Subway. He's like, it's the worst job ever. He's like, it's the only place where you can't get away with shit because, you got to make the sandwich right in front of them and there's the glass and they can see everything. It's like you can't just pull your balls out and put it in somebody's sandwich. They'd be like, yeah, give me some turkey, a little bit of lettuce, tomato. Did you just put your balls in my sandwich? Be like, that's how I roll. They're out. Don't worry about that. Hey, did you want some mayo on that sandwich? Because you got some. But it's hilarious.
That's
Yeah.
a shame.
John Caparello, dude, he's actually a really solid comedian. So good material. Yeah, he was I think I showed you some of it. It was on that one thing with the Vince Vaughn Wild West comedy show.
Okay.
Yeah, that was also like Ahmed. There's a couple of really good guys on there, which I'll have to show you sometime.
Some other time, probably.
Well, I mean, because at this time,
Because that's what I'm thinking.
it's time to
looks
go.
like- yeah, it actually
It
is.
is. It is time to stop now, Mac.
Maybe
Yes.
that's why I'm so tired.
It is
I'm
time to
just
stop
going
now, Mac.
Make that my excuse as to
You're
why.
gonna, this was all planned. This is how we do it. Yeah, this is not planned. You can't write this.
No,
It is not. It's not
No, we
Friday
can't.
night. It's not.
we've actually tried.
Yeah, it didn't work well.
We've tried to plan things ahead, and it's just it doesn't work.
I don't know. Well, as always, it is that time,
It is.
which means that we meow need to. We now need to.
Right?
It
Yeah.
is that time, right, meow?
Yeah, well, please reach out to us, fam. We would appreciate that. All three of us for ITY at directionsmusic.org. Yeah, or individually, you can get Gemini, GEMINI, directionsmusic.org.
Or Philly D, PHILLYD at directionsandmusic.org.
Yeah, we would greatly appreciate that. So, this
Keep
is
the conversation going. Keep it real, right? And then, of course, with our usual sign off,
this is I'm telling you with Philly D.
Mr. Gemini.
You are falling asleep.
I'm clickety clack, fact checker, Miss JD.
And as always, we want to remind you to be good to yourself, be good to everyone else.
Much love.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.